They just said, I don't like that you've said this. I don't like that you've said this. I'm going to change this line. I don't like that you've said it. This is intentional sabotage. Deleting this squad story or not playing it would be superior to even like tainting your brain with what they wrote. You would be better off, like every characterization in the game of Rita, Millennia, and Brittany would be better if you didn't play this squad story. Like if you had only had the option to be between playing it in English or not playing it, you should not play it. We actually got the new squad story. I want to see which squad story we got. Because some of the squad stories I remember are like really bad. All the single ladies, huh? Really? Is that because it was girls talk? So, you know, It is literally just girls talk. So that's not, I wouldn't necessarily do one-to-one there. You know, just like call it girls talk. But definitely not a fucking pun, all the single ladies. It should be like, you know, like girls' night. Something like that would be fine. Alright, let's just hop into this one and do it before we continue the story, because I feel like this is gonna be bad.
だから聞いてますかブリトニーさんあの男本当にひどいやつだったんですよ
Huh? Wait, they just left, huh? They just left out that whole line. They just left it out. It's not there. Yeah. Well, let's see if it shows up like later. So, yeah, this is, before I make this the worst one right off the bat, I'll see if they like backfill it into the next line. But he's like, are you listening to me, Brittany? That guy was like the worst. That guy was the absolute worst, or he was such a jerk, something like that. So let's see if they go, you know, if they actually continue it. Yeah, they just left it out. This is really just bad. Yeah, they just left out that whole line. Ah, fuck. I wish I could go back. I might have to go back so I can just copy it for it, because I didn't get a screenshot. But, yeah, well, let's just, you know. Yeah, Uaki is right. He's like cheating. That's correct. But everything else is not right at all. Okay, we'll have to do this. I'll have to go back and grab it, so just remind me to go back. But yeah, this is not good. She said, 私以外の女は目に入らないとか言って、実は、what is that, 裏で? Hold on, I have to see what this kanji is. It's hard to read from the script and I don't remember what she said. Oh, kagede, yeah. Yeah, 49. Well, I'll just grab it. Like, I'll just hop back into the, into this thing and grab it again. We'll just kind of quickly go through it. It's no big deal. Kage de waki shite yagattan desu yo. Yeah, so this is like, I'm not opposed to like he was like. That's not bad in terms of how people talk. But he didn't say you're my one true love. This is you're the only one for me, or I'm not even looking at other girls, something like that. I've only got eyes for you is really, that's really the yeah, I've only got eyes for you is definitely what I'd go with. But, and he was cheating on me the whole time. Yeah, but he was cheating on me. Well, okay, no, this is completely, okay, go Uh-huh. This is just absolutely wrong. Now they're playing their hand. This is... They saw the chance to go, oh boy, time for some feminism. Right? This is 100% worst. 100%. This is complete bullshit. Because she doesn't say anything of the sort. Like, this isn't close at all. Right? どうして私の周りの男って、周りの男、あんなやつばかりなんですか? Right? So this is, why are all the guys around me like this? Or why are all the guys around here all like that? It's not, why are men such pigs? And is a nice guy that much to ask for isn't even in the line at all. You could go with like, why is every guy I meet like that? Something like that. Or why are all the... Like this, actually. She's drunk, so... That, I think, why are all the guys around me always like this? This is a nice guy that much to ask for? It's not even in the line. あんなやつばかりなんですか? Right? Like, number one, she's drunk, and she's complaining like she can't meet a nice guy, or she can't meet a good guy. But she doesn't say, why are men such pigs? Like, that's pure character assassination.
私なんてどうせ朝から晩まで戦車を整備しているだけの女なんですから。
Huh? Huh? Holy shit. Yeah, I'm remember this is coming back to me. I remember this one being really, really bad. Let's grab this as a screenshot because this is just none of this is here. Like, it's just not here. Somebody is projecting. Like, whoever did the translation for this, I think you're projecting. There's not any good men around me. All I gotta do is all these translations and nobody wants to date me. Cause, hold on. いいんです。私なんてどうせ朝から晩まで戦車の整備してるだけの女なんですから。Yeah, this line is just who cares is not bad. Who cares is fine. いいんです is good. Like, who cares? Like, don't worry about me. It's not like I'm doing anything tomorrow. It's just tank repairs from the dake no onna is kind of an interesting phrase. She's referring to herself kind of in the third person, right? But she's saying like I'm just a girl, you know, stuck doing tank repairs from morning until night. But you don't necessarily have to phrase it like that in English. So this is more like, oh, who cares? It's not like I'm doing anything. All I do is, you know, fix the tanks from morning until night. You know, it's not like I'm doing anything important. It's not necessarily busybody. This いいんです。私なんてどうせ朝から晩まで戦車を整備してるだけの女 is like I'm a woman who only does that. I'm a girl who just does that. Like, all she does is fix tanks from morning until night. But we don't really refer to ourselves in like the third person that way. You know, we don't really talk that way in English. So this is like, all I do is work on tanks, but I don't even have time for dating. Not there. the implication is obviously like all she does is she's sick of just working on tanks all the time. But there's not any good men? Not there at all.
友達は結婚して幸せな家庭を築いているのに、私はずーっと戦場で機械いじり。
Take a guess which part of this is not here. Just guess. Just guess which part of this isn't actually in the script at all. It's the last line. I'm just dodging bullets and pickup line. This doesn't even make sense, right? Like, why would she be dodging pickup lines if she wants to get into a relationship? So she's saying that people, this gives the implication like people are hitting on her but she doesn't like it, but also that the Japanese script is more like there's nobody around other than some random guy who ended up cheating on her. Like, this is just bad. It's just not correct. Like, 友達は結婚して幸せな家庭を Yeah, it's like having kids, starting. I would go with starting family rather than having kids. 私はずっとall I'm doing is I'm just stuck on the battlefield, messing with machines.
整備班長にはすぐ怒られるし、変な男にばっかり言い寄られるし。
Chief Engineer Dunios? Is that his name? I don't know. I would go with like the chief. He doesn't actually say what his name is. That's kind of weird, but in this instance, I think just saying the chief, right? Like すぐに怒れるし、変な男にばっかりいいよ。Yeah, so it's not even the only other guys who will even look at me is not correct. It's the only guys who come talk to me are all weirdos. So I don't know why they changed it to like who will even look at me. Because that's not what she's saying. She's saying the only guys who come talk to me are weirdos.
この前なんて両親から早く結婚なさいって手紙が届いたんですよ。
Huh? What? Huh? Why change this? I don't get it. When are we getting grandchildren? And not thanks, Mom. It was when are you getting married? Or not even when are you getting married, but hurry up and get married. Like, you need to hurry up and get married. 早く結婚してくださいと。Right? Yeah. 早く結婚なさい. No, it's not even しなさい, it's なさい. It's like, hurry up and get married.
私だって好きで独身なわけじゃないのに、このままじゃ一生女の幸せをつかめませんよ。
I know why you changed this. I know why. Because 女の幸せ is like, it's a very awkward phrase in English. It works in Japanese, but it's not necessarily something you would ever say in English. So this is one we actually have to like go over a little bit just to get the details correct, right? I understand. This one is not as terrible. It's not as terrible. It's still really, really bad. Let's see. このままじゃ一生女の幸せをつかめませんよ。私だって好きで独身なわけじゃないのに。Yeah, so like I want to say single. It's not completely wrong, but I would say it's not like I want to. I would go with it's not like I'm single because I want to be. Something like that. I don't know. Like I want to say single. It's not bad. This I'm gonna die alone. I definitely don't like that because it's way too modern. It's such a Twitter phrase. You know what I mean? Like, she hasn't been speaking that way. And she's also not talking about dying alone. She's talking about... I would actually go with I'm never gonna get married or never gonna start a family. 女の幸せつかみません. Like, it is explicitly gendered here in terms of, like, what she's saying literally in the Japanese is, at this rate, I will never experience a woman's happiness, right? Or I will never grasp a woman's happiness. Obviously, talking about a relationship, dating, marriage, kids, something like that. But we don't really say a woman's happiness. It's very awkward. It's not a set phrase we would use. I think for this, I would go with, I'm never gonna know what it's like to be married or be happily married, something like that. At this rate, I'm never gonna know what it's like to be happily married. Because we're talking about, like, onna no shiawase o tsukamu. Tsukamu is to, like, grab, to grasp, to hold on to. So it needs to be, like, the experience of. Yeah, get to be a wife, that's not bad. I think I prefer happily married as the alternative. It might depend a little bit more on how she talks later. So this is one where I would go through the rest of the dialogue and see how she talks about, you know, dating and marriage and what she wants to experience, because onna no shiawase is kind of like a loaded phrase. So be a wife could work, or, you know, be happily married, something like that. One of the two, but definitely not die alone. Because she's not talking about, like, I'm going to experience some negative outcome. It's I'm not going to get to experience some positive outcome.
あんたね、もっとちゃんと自分を見つめなさいよ。あんたがうまくいかないのはいい加減すぎるから。
It's kind of an interesting turn of phrase, for sure. Let's see what the next line is. I don't like you have every advantage in the world. It's more like, and it's not look at around you, it's look at yourself. Jibun, yeah, it's like jibun o mitsume nasai. Like, you need to take a hard look at yourself. The reason you're having a hard time is, like, your own fault almost. It's definitely not you have every advantage in the world.
女がちやほやされる時期なんて短いのよ。いつまでもそんなものを頼れると思わないの。
You gotta be kidding me! You gotta be out of your fucking mind! Come on! Bro, this is just completely wrong. They just said, I don't like that you've said this. I don't like that you've said this. I'm going to change this line. I don't like that you've said it. This is just bullshit. This is complete and utter bullshit. I don't think I've seen a line in this translation so far that was so incredibly intentional. This is intentional. For most of the lines previously, it could be like, they didn't do too good of a job. They didn't really make a lot of sense. This is intentional sabotage. This is wrong on purpose. There's no other explanation for this. This is completely incorrect. Okay, let me explain, because absolutely none of this is here. いい加減すぎる。女がちやされる時期。ちやほや? Is this ちやほや? Yeah. 女がちやほやされる時期なんて短いのよ。いつまでそんなものを頼ると思わないの? So, you know, girls are only popular for a really short time, or, like, you know, she's saying you can't just rely on your youth and good looks forever, right? She is not saying you're young, you're beautiful, and you're talented. If a boy can't see that, he doesn't deserve you. This is bullshit. What she's saying is, you know, girls are only popular for a short time, or, like, you only have a small window to for this. Like, you can't just, rely on your youth forever. They just decided, oh, I don't like this line. This is wrong. I don't like that she's saying this. But here's the thing. Like, let's have a discussion about this, because I can understand, right? Like, let's say you're a feminist. God forbid. Like, let's say you're a feminist and you disagree with this viewpoint, right? That's totally reasonable. You can do that. You can definitely disagree with her opinion that, like, women are only popular for a short amount of time. You have to lock down a guy. Like, you can totally say, oh, no, plenty of women and, get married later in life, 30, 35, whatever. Like, there's a whole thing on Twitter right now for, like, oh, we love older women, right? That's a thing. You can disagree with that. You don't have to agree with what a character is saying to translate them correctly. There is no reason to change this. It's not like by translating it, you're saying, oh, I agree with what she's saying. Like, it's like you can't separate yourself from what the game is saying. Like, not every character has to agree with you in a game. There are characters who will disagree with you, or even who might be villains. Like, the game is not saying, hello, yes, I am the game. This is Valkyria Chronicles 4, official position on women. It's not. It's just this character. This is what she thinks. And if you're saying that there are no women in the world who think this, you're wrong. There are women who think that. You might think that they're wrong. You might disagree with this opinion, but that doesn't mean that there aren't women who think this way. So you can't just say, oh, well, I don't like that. I don't like that the game is being that way. Like, sexism still exists. Number one, I don't think this is sexist. But if you think this is sexist, right, it still exists whether you think it is or not. You don't get to just change it because you don't like it. Like, too fucking bad. They're like, well, I like this character, so I don't want her to say something I disagree with. That's literally what it is. Yeah, it's like, it's like this insane delineation between characters who I'm allowed to agree with and characters who are the bad guys, right? It's like, oh, if they're on the good guys team, everything they say has to be good by my subjective opinion. Which is insane. Like, doing this is insane. You can't do this. You just can't. You're wrong. This is like not even a debate. This is just wrong.
ブリトニーさんが言うとすごい説得力です。
Yeah, not even the weight of, like, this doesn't even make sense. Like, this doesn't follow up. Like, somehow the weight of those words feels even heavier coming from you. Doesn't even make sense. What weight? If in the English all she said is you're great, you're awesome. If a guy doesn't realize that, he doesn't deserve you. How is that heavy? Like, how does that weigh on her? It doesn't. So what she really said is, oh, coming from you, like, that's really convincing. Like, she's in the Japanese, she's almost making like a jab. Like, you're old is the kind of implication. Is like, oh, coming from you, that's really convincing. Like, yeah, I understand.
Huh? それどういう意味?
Right? See? Like, these lines in the English don't make any sense. Like, how does, oh, and what exactly do you mean by that? Where the subtle implication here is like, Lita's young, and she's like, oh man, I don't want to end up like you, Brittany. That's the implication here. It's like, you are old and saying this, you have experienced it. I don't want to end up like you.
いや、だってブリトニーさんは恋愛経験も豊富そうだし、結婚だって。
Got hitched and everything. It's not been around the block is also like, I feel like that's the implication there is not really what they want to go for. She said renai keiken, which is like experience with like dating or relationships. Like I would have gone with, I mean, you've got a lot of experience with relationships and you even got married and, you know, ...
結婚ね。あんなのろくなものじゃないわよ。私も結局長続きしなかったしね。
Wow, how fucking bitter can you be? Christ. I'm actually blown away. This is so pathetic. Like, you should have been fired for this. She doesn't say the best part of mine was the divorce. She's like, oh yeah. Yeah. Like, been around the block makes it sound like she's, you know, been around the block. She says, 結婚ね。あんなのろくなものじゃないわよ。私も結局長続きはしなかったしね。Which is like, yeah, marriage, huh? Nothing good came out of that. Or it was, you could almost go with it was nothing to write home about. Or, yeah, nothing good came out of it. You know, in the end, I wasn't able to make it work either. Like, nagatsuki wa shinakatta. Like, I couldn't make it work, or it didn't last long. Mine didn't last. Mine didn't last in the end anyway. Best part of mine was the divorce. Go fuck yourself.
そんなことありません。結婚は女にとって最高の幸せなんです。
Huh? They just invented a daughter. What? There's no mention of a daughter. There's no, you must have been in love at some point. Like, I don't care that you don't agree with what these characters are saying. You don't get to change what they're saying just because you don't agree with it. Sorry. Characters in a video game can have different opinions than you. It's crazy. Did you know? Just because you translate a character doesn't mean you agree with them? Insane. What possible excuse could you give for this? Like, the translation here. 結婚だって。いや、結婚は女にとって最高の幸せなんです。分かったから、いや、そんなことありません。結婚は女にとって最高の幸せなんです。Like, that's not true. You know, for a happy marriage is the happiest you can be as a woman. Like, literally that's what she's saying. Like, you can't say that's not what she's saying. Rita wants to get married. She thinks that being married is the happiest you can be as a woman. If you disagree with that, too fucking bad. You're allowed to disagree with it, but you can't say that she disagrees. That's it's not like I can't even see what the argument would be for, oh, but in English she wouldn't really say that, or oh, you know, it's a different culture, so we have to, you know, it wouldn't resonate. It's just wrong. Return to the other line now. Oh yeah, I mean, definitely, for sure. The previous line, what was it? Talking about marriage. Definitely something along the lines of, you know, marriage is as the happiest you can be. Yeah, onna no shiawase. Yeah. So I would say, like, being married, like being happy. I'm never gonna be happily married now, is what I would go with for that, because she obviously says right here, 結婚は女にとって最高の幸せなんです. Yeah, cat lady look. But the crazy thing is it has to be that. It cannot possibly be anything else. You can feel the seethe coming out of this translation. It's just like, I don't like it. I don't like that they're saying this. You can't say that women could be happy in marriage, or that a woman could think that being happily married is the best thing that could happen to a woman. Like, Yeah, I mean, I disagree with the cat lady, the whole, cat lady thing, because I like cats. I have 2 cats. But it's the stereotype, right? But the only explanation for this is like, wow, you're really seething, huh? You really got pissed off that these two that these 2 women are having a conversation that you disagree with.
分かったから今日はもう部屋に戻りなさい。私ももう眠いんだから。
Yeah. 私ももう眠いんだから. Some of us actually want to go to sleep. It's like I got it. That's enough. Head back to your room. I'm tired.
ミレニア、悪いんだけど、リタにお水を用意してあげて。
Yeah, could you get some water? That's fine.
ただいまお持ちします。
Oh, not at all. Why would you mind? I guess, oh, not at all, but this is. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll get her
ミ
some.
レニアさんは本当に優しい人だな。すごく清楚で美人だし。
Say so the vision. Yeah.
ミレニアさん、私と結婚してください。そんな困ります。私には大切な人
が。Sorry. I don't know if I would go with. Sorry. This speaking style is hard to render in English. She's speaking in a very Ojo-san kind of way, like the komarimasu type of thing is like very, very Ojo-san, like 100点満点. What's her face? The Desuwa style. No, you're fine, Jay. Don't worry about it, dude. I get in rant mode and I end up ranting about everything. I don't know if I would go with I'm taken. I already have someone important to me, or I'm actually seeing someone, something like that.
リタ、ミレニアを困らせるんじゃないわよ。あんたも真に受けなくていいから。
She doesn't mean anything by it's not don't listen to her. She doesn't mean anything by it. It's more like you don't have to take her seriously, or yeah, this is more like don't take her seriously.
すいません。
まあでもこれでリタは臆病な子なのよ。許してあげて。
Huh? Is it arranged? I don't remember if it is. Okubyo? I don't know if I would go with scared for her future. Okubyo is kind of like scared, but Rita wa okubyo na ko nano yo. You just this is like she's we all are. The we all are here is definitely not intended. Scared about her future, I don't know about that. I don't know. Worried. Yeah, she's just worried is fine. Like, this one is a little.
戦場で命を張らなきゃいけない不安をこうやって愚痴で発散しているのよ。
This is wow. They really kind of just not doing this, huh? Yeah, what venting all that stress? They left out the line about like, when you risk your life on the battlefield all the time, she's just venting the stress of that built up stress of risking her life on the battlefield all the time, right?
分かっています。私にもそういう不安はありますから。
It's not. Yeah, it's. I feel that stress too.
リタさん、酔いつぶれて寝てしまったみたいですね。部屋まで送っておきます。
Yeah, passed out already. She's. Yeah, this is fine.
ありがとうね、ミレニア。あんただっていろいろと大変な時期なのに。
This line here is okay.
いいえ、私はそんな。
Well, so the thing is, one thing, like, I tend to not rely on that because the way people talk in a lot of this is really not analogous to 1940s, right? There's not a lot of anachronisms. So they're really not speaking as if they were in that time period. The social mores and things of that time period are really not present. Like there's women on the battlefield, which was definitely not a thing to this extent in World War II. You know, you didn't have like female shock troopers. That was just not something that was really happening. There were some spies and stuff, but you know, so the it doesn't line up 100% in that sense. So I don't want to rely on like, you know, the customs argument, because otherwise you run into issues of like, you know, translating dialogue in a way that would be intentionally 1940s-ish when it's not necessarily implied. But the real argument is just the words don't line up at all. They're completely wrong.
おはようございます。医務室でお薬をもらっておきましたよ。昨日の様子だと相当辛くなると思いましたので。
Yeah.
これを飲めばいくらか楽になりますよ。
Yeah, if you drink this, I'm sure you'll feel better.
なんというお気遣い。あなたは女神ですか?
This is not your my goddess, you know that. And we don't even say that as a phrase. It's like, what are you a I would actually go with like guardian angel, like megami. We don't really use goddess the way that they use megami. It's like literally female goddess, but it has more of a like care element to it. This is more like, oh, thank you, you're my angel, or are you an angel? I would go with are you an angel.
女神だなんてそんな。私は大したことは何も。
That's a bit much, don't you think? Yeah, angel. I didn't do anything, so you know.
いえいえ、できる女性はやっぱり違いますよ。私も見習いたいです。
Yo, I don't know why they keep throwing all these like compliments. Caring, compassionate. She just said dekiru josei. It's like you like can do woman or like capable women. Dekiru josei. You're like, I should take a page out of your book. It's actually not bad for me naraitai. It was like I could learn a lot from you.
間違いなくミレニアさんと結ばれる男性は世界一の幸せ者でしょうね。
I don't know why luckiest man alive is happiest man. Just like lucky, not lucky, happy. Like whoever you marry is going to be the happiest man alive.
そういえば大切な人がいると言ってましたものね。そのあたりどうなのです、ミレニアさん。
And it's not dating tips. It's I remember you said you have someone, you know, someone in your life. You got to tell me about it.
私は。
リタ、ちょっとこっちに来て。
Get over here right now. Come here for a minute.
あら、どこへ連れて行くのですか、ブリトニーさん。いきなりどうしたのです？せっかくモテる女の秘訣を聞こうかと。
How to be popular, like how she's so popular. モテる女。
あんたには言ってなかったかもしれないけど、ミレニアの旦那は行方不明中なのよ。
How do we handle this? Guess no one told you. I don't like guess no one told you here. You may not have been aware.
行方不明？
Yeah.
ミレニアの旦那は連邦軍の兵士でね。疾病したきり連絡が途絶えてしまったのよ。あの子が志願兵になったのも行方不明になった旦那を探すためなの。
Hoping it helped her find him. No, she enlisted herself so that she could search for him.
そうだったのですか。なんだか悪いことを聞いちゃいましたね。
I don't feel like garbage is such a millennial thing to say. I didn't realize I was asking something so sensitive, or Yeah,悪いこと聞いちゃいました. It's like, I shouldn't have asked about that.
まああんたに悪意がないのはミレニアも分かっているでしょ。
Yeah, that's fine.
でも今後はミレニアの前で旦那の話をするの禁止。いいわね。
I don't like do I make myself clear. It's Iwane is like understood or got it. That's better.
はい。
あなた
Darling? Anata, this is a tough one to call. It would be really nice if you had his name. If we had his name, you could use that here. But without it, it's quite difficult.
それは本当なのですか、隊長さん。
ああ、今朝方連邦本部から君に手紙が届いた。
A letter for you came in this morning.
遺体の所持品からも本人であることが確認された。残念ながら正式に死亡通知を出すと。
What is this? Why are you like this? Look at Claude's face and the way he's delivering this line. Like, he's stoic. He's delivering heartbreaking news with, like, strength and, like, finality. Not, had a photo of you on him. Yeah, like, why did we have to cut him down like this? Hold on, let me pull up the exact line. Yeah, 司令部から本人であることを確認されました。上品から本人で残念だが正式に死亡通知を出すと。Yeah. We've had to issue unfortunately we'll have to issue an official death report or an official report of KIA, official KIA report. Like it's not confirmed from his personal effects. I don't think they even say he had a photo of you. Yeah, there's no mention of a photo. That's weird. Why would they include that? He had a photo of you on him. He says his personal effects. It's not there.
そんな私には信じられません。
Yeah, the is 信じられません. I can't believe it. Not that I don't believe it, I can't believe it.
私は絶対に信じませんから。そんなこと絶対に。
It's not even possible. No, that's not what she's saying. Is I won't believe it. I can't believe it.
待つんだミレニア。
だから私はですね、将来を見据えて相手を選びたいのですよ。
Mr. Wonderful? What are you talking about? Where did you get this idea? Who told you this? This is like holding out for Mr. Wonderful. It's not. I don't know where you're getting this idea. It's like I want to take my time, like I want to think about my future when I'm picking my man.
高収入で顔が良くて性格も申し分なし、できれば身分のある人ならなおのこと。
Nobody talks like that. Nobody says high social status. She says, let's see. 公衆で顔が良くて性格も申し分なし。いや、できれば身分のある人ならなおのこと。This is kind of awkward to translate, but she's saying, I want, him to make a lot of money. have a nice face, great personality. So I would go with like great personality, good job. We don't really talk about like lots of money that way, but she's talking about this turn of phrase is not necessarily, it's not like has money, but it's high income. Kol shunyu is not like lots of money, it's like a good paying job. So this is more like somebody with looks, a good job, a nice personality, and it wouldn't hurt if he was popular. Mibun no aru is kind of like, it's not necessarily popular, but like mibun is social status, but like well-liked, popular, or something like that. High social status is awkward.
あんたね、そんな男がいるわけないでしょ。いつまで夢を見ているのよ。
This is so like, number one, honey. How long are you going to? So now they're turning their back on this and being like, well, like the previous lines don't match up now. Where in English, Brittany was like, oh, if a guy doesn't recognize how great you are, he doesn't deserve you. But now she's like, you'll be an old maid. But what she really said is there aren't any guys like that. Like, they don't exist. Like how La La Land I don't like, but it's like you must be dreaming. There's no guys like that.
だからあんたはダメ男ばかり引っかかるの。いい加減に目を覚ましなさい。
I think you should be fired. I think you should lose your job. I don't think you should be allowed to translate. Like, why are you like this? Okay, sorry. I need to give you guys the actual translation before I complain. I do this all the time. But like, she says, you know, because you're always like this that you end up pulling, you know, that the only guys you end up with are awful. So they're trying to say like, oh, you can't victim blame, right? Like you can't say, oh, it's her fault. But she is going for dudes who are like trying to act flashy, right? Or like lying about their status and things like that. So it makes sense. There's no Mr. Right will pass you by. She says you need to, you know, wake up already. This is why you end up, you know, with the guys that you get.
だったらブリトニーさんはどんな相手なら OK なんです？
Yeah, what about you, Brittany? Why are we doing Brit? When did this happen?
私は娘のベッキーがいればそれで満足よ。男なんてもういらないわ。
Okay, I was gonna say. I don't like dear sweet Becky is my happiness though. Like, fuck off with that. She says, I've got my daughter. So, we didn't know about this daughter until now. How are you assuming that Rita knew about the daughter? We knew that she was married, but you can't make that assumption. You know, I've got my daughter Becky. As long as I've got my daughter Becky with me, I'm happy. I don't, you know, I'm not worried about men, or I don't need men anymore. Mo iranai. Yeah, at least they didn't make her up, that's something, but they introduced her at a different time. We're supposed to learn about the daughter now.
そんな嫌な現実聞きたくないですよ。私は結婚したいんです。
What? This is such character assassination. It's not good for you, but you already got married. Some of us are still trying to catch up. It's like I don't want to hear about some boring or some reality like that. Like I want to get married. Yeah. 私は結婚したいんです. Right? This is not some of us are still trying to catch up. You already got married. I don't want to hear about your boring reality or your, you know, yana genjitsu. She straight up says yana genjitsu, like, she says that's a bad outcome, like being a single mother with a daughter. After she said, oh, as long as I've got my daughter with me, I'm happy. She's like, well, I don't want to hear about that. I want to get married. Why are they doing these like shortened Millet and Brit? Like this isn't really happening in the script. She even uses son, so it shouldn't be shortened at all. You look like you've seen a... Where's the fire? You look like you've seen a ghost. It's like, well, what's going on? Are you okay? Did something happen? I just ... Yeah, goodbye is not bad here for sayonara, because this is an interesting thing, is sayonara does not actually mean, like, you almost never use sayonara. It's typically only used when you're, like, not going to see somebody again for an extended period of time. Or, like, it's more formal goodbye. It's not just, like, you don't say, like, oh, sayonara to somebody, like, at the end of a day. That's weird. Saying sayonara has kind of a sense of finality to it. Yeah, it's got some weight to it. What is with... Can we not use, like, a metaphor for, like, 2 lines? Wonder what's... Where's the fire? Seen a ghost. What's eating her? None of these lines have a metaphor like that in them. They're just not there. It's like, I wonder what's wrong. I wonder what happened. There's no mention of I've learned from motherhood. What are you talking about? Where is this coming from? All she said is, if someone says don't worry about it, that's definitely when you should worry. Yeah, could it be her husband? I've got a bad feeling about this.
私たちには次の作戦のための待機命令が出ていますし、どうしましょうか、ブリトニーさん。勝手に外に出たらやっぱりまずいですよね。
Wow, it's not if we go AWOL be in as much trouble as her. Like this is also character assassination. She's not saying we'd be in as much trouble as her. She's saying it would be bad if we also went out. Like, we can't just go out there, right?
まあ、私らは軍人だからね。こればかりは仕方がないと思うしかないわ。
No, we're in the military. We have to follow orders.
でも、
But
今すぐミレニアを追うわよ。後で説教でも軍法会議でも受けてやるわよ。
Well, this isn't. They can lecture us after we bring her back safely. We're going after her right now. If they can lecture us all they want later.
ですよね。さすがブリトニーさん。一生ついていきます。
That's exactly what I expect from you, Brittany. You know, I'm with you all the way. That's all I wanted to check. There's no mention of that.
ブリトニーさん、どうしてここに？そんなの決まっているじゃないですか。私たち友達じゃないですか。
I feel like I'm a dancing. I'm just like I'm losing my mind. Where do you get this from? Saving our girlfriend, duh. Like, this should just be, what are you talking about? We're friends, aren't we? Like, of course we'd come to save you.
辛い時や悲しんでいる時に互いに支え合うのが女の友情なんです。
Wow, you should... Wow. Wow. I mean... Editor, you know, you should yourself now, because, you know, just imagine that flashing on the screen. That's insane. That's insane that you would say this. Like, you have actual mental problems. Men come and go, but ladies stick together, right? 辛い時や悲しんでる時にはお互い支え I can't speak. 支え合うのが女の友情なんです right? This is like when times are tough or when we're in pain, you know, we support each other. That's what women do. Like, that's women friendship, right? Like, yeah, I didn't even think about that, Aaron Bubble, but the fact that he's saying men come and go to someone who thinks that her husband is dead. Like, I'm screenshotting this just for, this will be the thumbnail, because men come and go, big red arrow, just lost her husband. You don't say that. This is like, when things are rough, we stick together and support each other. That's what, you know, that's what friends are for. You don't even need to mention like onna no yūjō nan desu. Like, we don't necessarily say that, like female friendship, or like that's what you can just say like that's what friends are for, or, you know, when things get rough, us girls, you know, support each other. That's, yeah, when things are rough, when things get hard, us girls support each other. That's what friends are for. There you go. This is actually insane though.
でも私は悩むのは後回しでお願い。今はまずこの状況をどうにかしないと。
Clean up this mess? Save it for later? No, it's we need to, we have to, you know, now's not the time. We have to do something about the situation we're in. We have to get ourselves out of here.
あんたの旦那だってこんなところで死んでほしいとは願わないでしょ。
No, it's if you I'm sure your husband wouldn't want you to die here.
クロード隊長と連絡が取れました。援軍を向かわせたので、それまで生き延びろと。
Yeah, help is on the way. We just need to make it till
あと
then.
終わったら3人ともお説教だと。
No, it's not a nice long chat. He said he's going to give us an earful after this.
よかったじゃない。お説教で済んで仲間の命を助けられるのなら安いものよ。
What? Lucky us. It's not a scolding. It's lucky us is fine, but I'll take, yeah, there's no mention of a court martial. If all we're getting is a talking to, that's a small price to pay for saving a friend's life. Not girlfriend's life, just a friend's life. There you go.
も動けるわね。仲間の元まで慎重に撤退するわよ。
You're okay to move, right? Let's get going.
はい。
We did it! I'm a tactical genius!
敵の姿は見えませんね。
Okay, now hold on a second. She said, I don't see any enemies, but there's actually a lot of them all over the place.
そうね。なんとか切り抜けられたみたいだわ。
We did it! Haha. Safe and sound. We did it. We won.
ミレニアさんも無事みたいですし、これにて一件落着ですね。
No, Ikken Raktaku. Ikken Raktaku is like Millennius is all good. I'd say we, you know, that went as well as possible. One turn rush, yeah.
ミレニア、事情は大体察しているけど、あんたやっぱり。
Wow, this line is completely wrong. I can't imagine what you're going through, but you had us worry sick. No, it's Millennia. I think I know. I think I can guess what happened, but don't tell me. Or is it? This should be like, is it true?
大丈夫です。私も理解したつもりです。
No, it's not what I put you through. Rika shita somebody this. It's I've come to terms with it. They're killing the emotional impact of this. She's not saying I realize what I put you through. She's saying I've come to terms with my husband's death.
ブリトニーさんたちが危険を顧みずに私を助けてくれたこと、無駄にはできませんからね。
These lines connect so much better in the Japanese. Right? She's I've come to terms with it, and you know, I can't let what you did for me, like what you two did for me, be for nothing now, can I? Yeah.
私はこれからも生きて戦います。
Yeah.
そうしてあの人が願った平和な世界を取り戻したいです。
No, I'll end this war so no one else has to lose a loved one. I'll fight, or I'll fight to bring back the peace my husband so wanted. That's what she's saying. あの人が願った平和世界を。Right? Yeah, this is just wrong. Why would you do it that way?
きっとあの人もそう望んでいるのではないでしょうか。
Yeah, そうの謎。Yeah. そしてあの人が願った平和な世界を取り戻したいです。I want to bring back, or I want to, yeah, I want to bring back the peaceful world my husband so wanted. I think that's still what he wants. 望んでいる. It's not wanted, it's what he wants.
そうね。それが分かったのなら、もう何も心配いらないわね。
Why do they... Man, they're just changing her lines left and right. I'm glad you're starting to feel better. It'll hurt for a long time, but the pain will pass. None of these lines are here. They're just not here. It's just completely different. So if you understand that, I'm sure I don't have to worry anymore.
リタさん、ブリトニーさん、本当にありがとうございました。
Yeah, it's just kind of insane. They're not even attempting to translate what she
あなた
said.
たちがいてくれたから、私はまた生きる気力を取り戻せたのだと思います。
What? I thought I had nothing to live for, but I have... That's not what she's saying at all. What? What? She's saying, because you were there for me, I've regained my will to live. Like, あなたたちがいてくれたから私はまた生きる気力を取り戻せたのだと思います。Like, it's because you two were there for me that I've regained my will to live.
感謝します。
I thank you for your friendship. thank you for being my friend, or thank you for being there for me. I'm so grateful that you're my friends.
そんな大げさなものじゃないわよ。
Oh, hush, now you're just being dramatic. No, you don't have to make such a big deal out of it.
そうですよ。私たちが無事なのはミレニアさんが一緒に頑張ってくれたおかげでもあるんですから。
Yeah, see, like, this line doesn't connect to the previous English. It's because you were there for us that we were able to make it through.
それにミレニアさんの旦那さんへの一途な思い、すっごく感動しました。
You've got so much passion in your heart. I wish I could love someone as powerfully as you do. That's the feelings you have for your husband, like, moved me. さんへの即の思いはすごく感動しました。I was moved by your feelings for your husband.
やっぱり愛の力は偉大です。ミレニアさんを見て改めてそう思いました。
No, it's not the power of love can beat anything. It's 愛の力。Yeah. やっぱり愛の力は、love is so powerful. Looking at you, I've come to realize that all over again.
愛の力ね。
Yeah.
まあ、そこまで本気で愛せる相手がいるのなら、男も捨てたものじゃないわね。
Yeah, this is no. The hard part is not recognizing when a man's worth that love, but I guess that's not impossible. Like, if there's, yeah, if what she's saying is, if you can love someone like that most powerfully, yeah, this translator really is like a misandrist, like insanely so. Like, そこまで本気で愛せる相手がいるのなら、男も捨てたもんじゃないわね. Which is like, she's talking about explicitly Millennia's husband. Like, if she can love her husband that much, like if he's worth that much, like that kind of real love, then I guess, you know, I shouldn't give up on men completely either. So maybe that we rework this line to be like, you know, if you can find someone worth loving that much, then I guess I shouldn't give up on men completely either.
私決めましたよ。今度こそ理想の人と出会えるよう頑張ります。
That's not what she said. That's not what she said at all. She said 理想の人. It's actually the opposite of that. It's actually the complete opposite of this line. She doesn't say screw Mr. Wonderful, I'm gonna look for Mr. Right. She says 理想の人. Like, she was talking about her 理想. Like, 理想 is like your ideal person. So she actually is not saying I'm going to lower my standards. It's the opposite. My ideal person. She's saying, yeah, I'm going 今度こそ理想の人と出会えるよう頑張ります. I'll do my best to, like, you know, meet my ideal
ミレ
man.
ニアさんの旦那さんにも負けないぐらいの最高の男性を探してみせますよ。
Like, are you kidding? What is wrong with you?
Now, this might strike some viewers as harsh, but I believe everyone involved in this story should die.
Like, you must be kidding. This isn't what she's saying at all. I'm just looking at the script over here because I have to, like, I get flashbanged. Yeah, I love Norm. 今度こそミレニアさんの旦那様にも負けないぐらいの最高の男性を探してみせます. Like, not to mention that Brittany never says that her husband was a bad guy. We don't actually know what happened. We don't actually know what happened at all. So this is, I'm going to find somebody who wouldn't lose even to Millennia's husband, like that, who could compare with Millennia's husband, is what she's saying. I'm going to find the perfect guy. Someone who wouldn't even lose to Millennia's husband.
あんたは本当に単純で羨ましいわね。
This might be the worst translated thing I've ever seen. Maybe. I think I erased this squad story from my mind. It was so bad. Like, huh? Yeah, Tanjin, like she's saying, oh, you're so simple. I'm almost jealous. Like, you're so straightforward. I'm jealous. Like, she's kind of being friendly and nice, not what I'd give for half that optimism. She's just saying, oh, you know, you're so, you know, straightforward. I'm jealous.
何を言っているんですか。ブリトニーさんも一緒に探すんですよ。
I think you should be fired. I think everyone involved with this should lose their jobs immediately. You should not be able to work again after doing this. How do you get away with this? How do you, like, what are you talking about? How do you get away with this? Like, this is so incredibly bad. I don't understand how you could be this bad. It has to be intentional. Needless to say, there's nothing about a cougar. This is 100% intentional. This is like, what are you talking about? We're gonna look together. Like, we're going together. Haha, like, it's a kind of heartwarming, like, oh, we're girls, we're friends, we're gonna go look for a guys together. Haha, we're having fun.
は？なんで私まで？
Just like, what do you mean, me too?
さっき自分で言ってましたよ。男も捨てたものじゃないって。
I think you should. You can't do this. What do you mean age is just a number, you're too old, never too old to find love? She doesn't say anything about that. She just said, well, you said it yourself, you know? Maybe you don't have to give up on men.
だったらそう思える人を探さなくちゃ。女はいくつになっても恋をしたい生き物なんです。
I'm actually shocked. It just keeps getting worse. It just does not get any better. Like, this is just getting worse and worse. There's, like, would love having a real dad? It's just not even there. Maybe a little brother or sister. It's not even there. There's nothing. It's not even close. Like you just have to find somebody, you know, you just have to find someone who thinks the same as you, like so omoiru still, like somebody worth loving. It doesn't matter how, yeah, it's like ikutsu ni natte mo koi o shitai ikimono nan desu. Like, it doesn't matter, you know, it doesn't matter how old you are. I mean, there is a little bit about age here in this line. It's like, it doesn't matter how old you are. A woman always wants to fall in love, right? Like, a woman always wants to fall in love, right? Yeah, like, we actually don't know what happened to her husband. Like, you can make some inferences about, like, you know, it didn't last long. If he had died, then you could maybe say, like, she probably wouldn't talk about him like that if he had died. So you can probably make some assumption, like, that they are divorced. There's, you know, nagaku tsuzukerare nakata. Like, it didn't last long. Which typically you wouldn't say if, like, he died in the battlefield, right? So there is an assumption there. But we don't know what the terms of that are. We don't know if the guy left or if Brittany left, or who was at fault, or anything like that.
だから私を巻き込まないでよね。
This right here is why people are like, oh, I don't like these like Japanese games with their anime stories and their wackiness. This is why. This right here. You can't do this. All she's saying is, you know, oh, you can't be dragging me into this. Like, I don't want to get dragged into this. That's it.
私はあなたたちからたくさんの元気を分けてもらっていますよ。
Every single line of this is wrong. Yeah, it's just, it didn't happen. Not this time. We got you. Every single line is wrong. Every single line is wrong. You don't have to think about it. Every single line is wrong. Okay, 1, 2, it's just too many. 1 too many. All of them. Today's entries. All of them. Yeah, all of them. It's just all of them. They butchered this entire section. You could, in fact, I would say deleting this squad story or not playing it would be superior to even like tainting your brain with what they wrote. You would be better off, like every characterization in the game of Rita, Millennia, and Brittany would be better if you didn't play this squad story. Like if you only had the option to be between playing it in English or not playing it, you should not play it. It's wrong. Every single last bit of it is wrong. It is negative character building. You actually come out with worse understanding of everybody than before when you went in. That's how bad it is. That's how insane it is. Like, you can't do that. There's nothing else to say. It's just wrong. All of it. It's all wrong.